In June 2016, a single mother, Melissa Norby, was found deceased in her fire-damaged home. Firefighters, responding to a neighbor's call, discovered her body under a burnt mattress. She was bound with duct tape, and there were signs of strangulation. Melissa's 10-year-old son was safe with relatives, according to concerned neighbors. Local news coverage of the fire brought the tragedy to the attention of Amanda, a longtime friend. Amanda realized that her 5-year-old daughter, Brittany, had been with Melissa earlier that day for babysitting. Fearing the worst, Amanda contacted the police. However, authorities reported that only Melissa had been found in the home. A thorough search of the surrounding area yielded no results, leading investigators to believe something was amiss. During an interview, Amanda revealed that Melissa had a penchant for rough sex and enjoyed role-playing scenarios involving dominance and submission. The bruising around Melissa's neck suggested a potential connection to her personal life. Police delved into Melissa's social media history, discovering a new lover named Chance. His real name was Jacob Kinn, and he became the primary suspect. Kinn was on probation for posting an ad on Craigslist seeking a young girl for photography. An undercover officer posing as a mother had arrested him, and he had pleaded guilty to the charges. Authorities immediately contacted Kinn's probation officer, Tiffany, requesting that she bring him in for questioning.
I just told him his cell phone didn't put him there.
Where were you when Tiffany called you? At the lake. Stand on the dock, in your vehicle? Where were you?
I was packing up, getting ready to leave anyways.
Okay. And what time did she call you? Look at your phone.
No, it was
Look at your phone.
10:23 or 20.
Look at your phone. Show me the call. We can see the time.
It was 10:23 or 10:27, and my phone started beeping. I had to call her back.
Okay.
Jacob Kinn claimed that when his probation officer contacted him, he was fishing at Clear Lake. However, detectives had already determined that his phone had pinged on a cell tower in Big Fork, Minnesota, a location approximately 80 miles in the opposite direction. They confronted him with this evidence, demanding an explanation.
You see that lake right there?
Yeah.
That's where you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's where your cell phone is.
Okay.
That's...
Yeah, I said I got that.
Okay. I just wanted to show you the map, a clear picture. So that's,
Yeah.
and their cell phone tower is closer to that it should have pinged off of.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I said I got that. I don't know how that would have happened, but yeah, I wasn't in Big Fork. I had no reason to be in Big Fork. I don't know why, it pinged off the Big Fork tower. I have no reason to lie about where I was tonight.
This gas can, have you seen this before?
Look familiar?
Nope. Looks familiar. I own a few gas cans.
You own one like that?
I own one like it, and it's at my house.
Would any reason why your DNA would be on that gas can?
No.
And if it was? You couldn't explain it?
No.
Okay.
I do own a gas can like that.
You do? Okay.
I own several gas cans like that.
The detectives understood that a passive approach would not be effective in this interrogation. They immediately confronted Jacob with the evidence and witness testimonies they had gathered. Although they lacked sufficient evidence for an arrest at that moment, their primary goal was to obtain a confession.
Here's the deal. Chad and I, what we can't get over. Melissa talked to her friend in Nebraska. She's dating a guy, or seen a guy with blue eyes, has a food truck. That's you.
She's telling people that.
Okay, hang on. Her cousin in the cities, Jake, owns a food truck, sells food by Rutgers. That's you.
That would be me.
Co-workers describe you.
Okay.
What? No.
And has anybody seen me with her?
Here's the deal. That one night encounters, maybe because you didn't go to the bar dancing with her and no one saw you. Why would Melissa brag about you or having a relationship with you to someone that doesn't even know you? You know, they're in the city.
4 states away.
Yeah, I could be lying to Chad that I'm dating some supermodel. You know, well, Chad would know because I worked. He would see me. He would know. You know, or someone that lives in Nebraska in the cities. They don't know you. They'll never run into you. Why would Melissa say she has a relationship with you? She could say anybody.
She could.
Why would she give your name? So,
I don't know.
And that's if it's not just one person, Jake. Her son talks about you.
Jacob believed that all the evidence against him was circumstantial. He remained calm, staying to observe the extent of their evidence. While an innocent person might have become angry and left, Jacob's confidence allowed him to sit back and listen, occasionally asking questions.
Her cousin, co-workers, this girl in Nebraska, that's 5 different people that say it's you.
I've never met any of them. So
I know. So why is Melissa describing you? She could say to her friend in the city, she could say she's dating the mayor of Bemidji, right?
Yeah.
Why you?
I don't know, because she had a crush on me a long time ago, and she wanted to date. I already told you this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's years ago.
A year ago, 2 years ago, yes.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense that she doesn't even work at Anderson Fabric anymore.
I don't
According
know.
to you haven't seen her.
I haven't seen her or talked to her in 6-8 months.
Okay.
You recognize this little girl?
I already answered that question.
The entire focus of our evening is this little girl.
Yeah.
Okay? We have to go and tell her parents, this community, and everyone in this building that we've done everything we can to find her.
I don't think that's true.
Jake, something bad happened. Okay? Something bad happened. If something got out of control and somebody ended up dead, and this little girl is somewhere, whether she's alive or whether she's gone, we have an obligation to everyone to bring her home.
Mm-hmm.
The detectives persisted in questioning Jacob about Brittany's whereabouts, but he continued to deny any knowledge. He eventually admitted that his actions the previous night were difficult to explain. While Jacob attempted to formulate a solution to his predicament, the detectives were aware of his tactics and continued to interrogate him without giving him a chance to lie.
Jake, if you could help us with that in any way.
I would if I could, but I don't know where she's at.
Jake, if you could. I know it's tough. I know it's really tough to think about what's going to happen and all that kind of stuff, but I'm saying this right now. There are people out there that would support you if you said, you know what, I made a mistake. I made a mistake, I overreacted, and this little girl is we can bring her home. Let's do that. The 3 of us together, let's bring this little girl home. Let's bring her home to her parents. They need the closure.
Ziffer, I don't know where she's at.
But you
I don't have her.
Their closure.
You're insisting that I have her or I know where she's at.
I am.
And I don't.
Okay.
I've told you my whereabouts. The only thing that's sketchy is where I was tonight.
And that's the big issue.
Yeah.
That's a huge issue for
I
us,
can't
Jake.
explain that. I
And
told
that's-
you where I was.
And that's our worry. Jake, if
And we
you
can't-
did something to this little girl,
That wouldn't happen.
why?
Because I don't have her. I didn't have her. I wasn't there. That's why.
Okay.
One strategy employed by interrogators is to provide the suspect with alternative motives for committing a crime, suggesting possibilities like an accident or involvement of another party. In Jacob's case, the detectives offered a potential explanation, suggesting that the incident might have been accidental during rough sex.
What you have is a bunch of people saying I'm dating her, which happened before when she told people I was dating her.
No, this is just recent stuff.
Yeah, and it's not dating, it's just sex.
Yeah, Jake, it's rough
okay.
sex. And she died in an accident? Let's talk about that. Let's fix it. Okay, that's fixable. Okay?
She was into bondage, she was into rough sex.
If this little girl, you panicked and did something to her, maybe she's okay. Maybe we can get her home.
I hope she is okay.
So do I.
I didn't do anything.
But if she's not okay, we can explain that too.
I didn't do anything to her, and I haven't seen her.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, I can't help you find her.
Jake,
I wish I could.
What we're going to do is we're going to proceed. We're going to collect some evidence, and the evidence will show either you did or you didn't.
At this stage, the detectives lack sufficient evidence to make a solid case. While they have a gas can found near the burned home that hasn't yet been tested for fingerprints and a cell phone ping from a tower 80 miles away from a lake where Jacob claimed to be fishing, they know it's not enough to move forward. Despite being at a disadvantage, they strategize to make Jacob believe they have enough proof to arrest him, hoping this psychological pressure will lead to a breakthrough in the investigation.
Okay, like what?
That gas can?
Okay,
That gas can was found at the arson site.
okay.
Any evidence on Melissa? It's still on her body?
Okay.
Any evidence on you? Any evidence in your vehicle? Any evidence in your house?
Tell you what,
Any evidence in your phone?
you find any evidence on any of that, you can come pick me up.
Okay.
But you're not going to find anything because I didn't do anything.
And we hope that's the case for you. But if you are responsible for anything, let's talk about that now, get out in front of it, and let this community heal.
And
You know what I'm saying? Let this community heal. There are people out there looking for this little girl right now.
Yeah, there's lots of people. And if it was
And
my
if-
daughter, I'd be breaking down doors myself.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything to the little girl. I haven't seen the little girl. I haven't seen Melissa in a long time. I haven't done anything.
Okay.
I was in bed sleeping. I'm sorry I don't live with anybody to corroborate that story. But today I was working. Yesterday I was working. Then I was fishing. And I haven't seen either one of them or talked to either one of them.
But nobody can put you fishing. That's the hard part.
And
Even if people did see me, like yesterday.
Jake, your cell phone.
I don't know who it was.
Your cell phone is not even close to where you say you're fishing. That's concerning to us.
And I understand that, but I can't explain it.
You should have been within a 5-mile radius of where you were fishing, and it's not. It's like 40 miles away.
Like I said, yeah, that's concerning. Because I kind of like, oh, what was he doing?
Mm-hmm.
But I can't explain it, because I was frickin' fishing.
The interrogator realizes that if Jacob had been fishing, he should have fishing gear in his truck. So, they ask him if he has a fishing pole and tackle box in the vehicle. Fortunately for Jacob, he always keeps both items in his truck, providing him with a quick response to support his story.
Is there fishing rods in your Jeep?
There's a fishing rod.
Is there
and
a tackle box?
Yes. You can't search my Jeep, but you can see, I'll let you see the fishing rod and the tackle box.
Why won't you let us search your Jeep?
Because at this point, I don't trust you guys.
Did we lie to you?
You're pushing me to say something that I didn't do. And to say
No,
that I had a
Jake,
relationship with
Jake,
no,
no one is
you're
pushing
pushing
you.
me to say I had a
Jake,
relationship
no.
with somebody I did not have a relationship
No,
with.
we are trying to
At all,
clarify that
ever.
discrepancy.
And I'm
That's all we're trying
clarifying
to do.
it. And I'm sorry she told 5, 6 different people that she was in a sexual relationship with me.
Okay.
But it's not true. And you said, she said, you know, at first you were saying she was telling these people my name was Chance. I don't know a Chance. I've never been called Chance or Chase or whatever it was.
Fair enough.
I mean, so is it Jake or is it Chance that she had some relationship with?
It's Jake.
No, it's not Jake. She's never had a relationship with Jake. And I can't explain it. It's not my deal. You know, I wish I could help you find the little girl. I'm sorry something happened to her, but I have nothing to do with it.
A dispatcher from Big Fork, Minnesota, recognized Jacob Kinn's name and informed the police that he owned a property roughly 3 miles from the location where the cell phone tower had pinged. Armed with this new information, the detectives quickly wrapped up the interrogation and prepared to search the property the next morning.
And I hope they find her safe and sound, and
We all do.
You realize if we find any physical evidence on that stuff,
that you're going to come looking for me? Yeah.
and here you could maybe help us by leading us to.
Except for I can't, because I don't know anything about it. I realize that if you found something, you know, DNA or fingerprints or whatever on that stuff, they could, you know, make it look bad for me. But I don't know anything about it. And I don't know where the girl's at. I don't know what happened to Melissa other than there was a fire. I mean, that is the extent of my knowledge.
The detectives began their search of Jacob's expansive, remote property. Fortunately, heavy rainfall the night before left the ground soft, making it easy to spot fresh tire tracks leading deep into the land. They followed the tracks until they arrived at an old camper, its door taped shut. Inside, they found Brittany, still dressed in her pink pajamas. Though frightened and dirty, she was alive. As the detectives confronted Jacob with the news that Brittany had been found safe and sound, they watched his face, knowing the discovery would shake his confidence.
And you had no contact with the little girl? You didn't see her? She didn't come to your food station? You didn't see her at Melissa's house? You don't know her parents? No. And there's going to be no connection between you and her?
That's right.
And
whatsoever, in any way, shape, or form?
whatsoever.
Okay.
And no connection between you and Melissa?
Well, not
well, I mean, when I say
ago.
connection, is there going to be any evidence that says you were in Melissa's house?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. And that gas can that we talked about, showed you a picture, is that any of your evidence going to be on that? You know, DNA or fingerprints?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
So,
Nothing's changed from last night?
no,
100% sure?
95% sure. What's the 5%
Yeah.
reason? I'm tired and groggy, and you guys kept me up all night, and I tried to sleep. Sleep in a vehicle for 2 hours, and I'm still
A little tired, groggy?
extremely tired, yes.
Okay.
But you didn't really answer my question.
What was your question?
What changed between 2 hours ago and now? Like, is that the 5% that you're talking about that you're not sure of?
Now, let's start over. What do you got to tell us?
Now is the time, Jake. Okay, we know more than you think we do right now. Right. And now's the time for you to fill in those blanks. And now's the time for you to come clean and tell us what really's happened here and what's really gone on. Now's the time for you to stand up and do that.
Take us through the night.
They searched Jacob's phone and discovered text messages between him and Melissa. Melissa had intended to give Jacob little Brittany as a gift and had proposed various ideas to make it happen. Only Jacob knows why the plan ultimately fell through. Some speculate that once Jacob had Brittany, he saw Melissa as a liability. Others believe Melissa wanted to back out at the last moment, but Jacob wouldn't allow it. Jacob received a 52-year sentence for his crimes, while Brittany is thriving despite the trauma she endured. During the sentencing, a letter from Brittany was read, in which she expressed her hatred for him and her discomfort with the way he treated her.